Welcome to Grammar Review 1. I say review because you should know most of this. Our objective for this lesson is to review basic grammar and learn how to do well on the grammar assessment. I'm Dr. Baker and this is AgCom 400. You've been taught grammar forever, since grammar school actually, so I assume you have a basic understanding of grammar principles. This should be a review for you. You will of course be required to take an assessment to demonstrate your grasp of grammar. Why are we talking about this? Well, yes, grammar and punctuation can be a pain for some people. However, how you communicate impacts how you are perceived. You may be thinking, I just can't bear it. Please make it go away. But it won't go away. Not now, and not for the rest of your career. The bottom line is, it matters, and it will continue to matter. Look at this example here. I assume that the author of this did not intend to say that President Bush was one of the worst disasters to hit the U.S. However, a slight grammar mistake makes it look like the intent of this sentence is different. So what's the lesson here? We write differently than we speak. Grammar and punctuation can alter the meaning of your words. So writing correctly will actually add to your credibility. So let's hit some of the highlights. Very first off, commas. Commas are used to separate items or phrases in a series. This first example here, the forecast calls for light showers, comma, some clearing, comma, and morning fog. We need a comma between each of those separate items or phrases. Notice, in this class, we will use the last comma in a series. I've highlighted those in both of these sentences here. There are some rules depending on which style you choose to use, but in this class we will use APA style, and in APA style you use the last comma in a series. So please remember that on all of your assignments. We would also use commas to separate compound sentences. So you can take a look at a sentence and see if the first of the sentence could be a standalone sentence and the end of the sentence could be a standalone sentence, then we're going to need a comma prior to one of these conjunctions, and, but, or, nor, for, so, or yet. Look at this first example. The show started last night. That could be a complete sentence. Comma, and, the crowd grew quiet. This could also be a complete sentence. The same with Bob was usually a quiet man, but he screamed upon entering the room. Notice though, if we change the sentence slightly, it would not be a complete sentence. We'd say Bob was usually a quiet man, but screamed upon entering the room. Well, screamed upon entering the room could not be a complete sentence by itself, so we don't need a comma. The same for this second example. The first one is connecting two complete sentences, and the second one, we remove the subject of the second sentence, and they no longer need to have a comma and a conjunction between them. A few more information about commas. Used to separate introductory phrases and words, as this example here. When the fire alarm went off for the third time last night, comma, we decided we should get out of the house. The second one, because we have not yet reached our hiring goals, an introductory phrase, comma, students were recruited from the university. Oftentimes, comma, people forget to look for bicycles on the road. The same with theoretically, comma, the paper is sound, but the writing needs major revisions. All introductory phrases and words. More commas, that in which the research topic that I was planning to study was already taken. That is okay, but this second sentence is more correct. The research topic I was planning to study was already taken. Then the research topic, comma, which I was planning to study was already taken. In general, when you use the word which, you're going to want a comma before it. A general rule of practice is for you to read your paper out loud. Wherever you would naturally take a pause is typically where a comma would go. Well, what about the word because? Usually you do not need a comma before the word because. Look at this example. Determining how the media portrays organic food is important because journalists utilize news frames to filter, organize, and convey information. We do not need a comma in that sentence. Well, this is the end of Grammar Review 1. Please see Grammar Review 2 for more information on grammar.